program is brought to you by Canton Community Television. Now, from the television studios of Canton High School.
Welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm your host, Abby Mason. Today we're here to interview Abby Chin on what it's like to be the captain of our varsity softball team at Canton High. Abby, thank you for coming.
Of course. Thank you for asking me to interview. I'm honored.
All right, let's get started off with what made you choose to play softball?
Okay, so I have an older sister, and I don't know if anybody with older siblings can relate, but when I was younger, like, everything I did was just whatever my sister did. Like, my sister's favorite color is blue, my favorite color is blue. She played softball, so then I played softball. And then it kind of just happened to be that I love softball after playing it because of her, so.
That's so sweet. How did you feel during tryouts for freshman year?
So freshman year, I got cut off because of COVID, but I was very prepared for tryouts, and then I was really disappointed when.
I remember that.
And yeah. But sophomore year, I tried out, and I felt really good about them, so.
That's great. What was your reaction to finding out you had been named captain?
I was very honored, and I was really shocked, and I think I'm proud of myself, so.
How does that process go? Like, how do you find out who gets captain, who chooses?
So the team votes, and I'm sure the coach gets like a final say, but we were on the bus, and the coach just pulled like all the girls one by one, like asking them to vote, and then she eventually told us who was captain at our banquet.
Oh, that's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's a softball practice here like at Canton High, like from start to end?
So this could go many ways. I'm trying to think.
Your favorite type of practice?
My favorite. I like when we do scrimmages. I think it's fun. Scrimmages against the team, very competitive. You get intense, but it's all fun in the end, except when you lose and then you have to do laps. But yeah, I like the scrimmages. I think those are the best practices.
Compare your attitude for today's game day as a senior as how it would be not freshman year but sophomore year when you were first starting off.
I think sophomore year I was always like so nervous for them, and I think you should still be like a little bit nervous for the games, but I think now I'm definitely a lot more comfortable with the team, and since I'm an upperclassman, I feel like there's definitely a difference there. I also feel like now it's not, I guess, since I'm just so comfortable, everything's just so much
Easier.
more fun and like more relaxed definitely than my sophomore year, and it's also really intimidating when you're playing with like upperclassmen versus when you're playing with underclassmen. So,
has there ever been a time where you didn't love playing your sport? If so, when?
probably, I don't think there was a time. I've always really liked softball, so I would say there's not really been a time where I haven't liked playing.
What makes you like it so much? Like, what are your favorite parts?
My favorite parts are the fielding, which if somebody doesn't really understand, it's just like getting ground balls and stuff like that. But I just think it's so fun, like just running around and grabbing the ball, maybe like a dog. Like, that's my favorite part of softball. And wait, sorry, could you repeat the question? I just said.
Yeah. Was there ever a time you didn't love playing your sport? And there really wasn't. So I was just like, what were your favorite parts? Like, you know, what makes you happiest about softball? Why do you keep going back?
I think also the team. It's really fun when we like go to team dinner. Even when we lose, like our spirit's still there. Like we're still having fun. One loss isn't gonna kill us all. So I really think the team and our spirit is like one of my favorite parts. And I love like team dinners. Those are fun. Team bondings. My favorite part is like we have like this scavenger hunt kind of. It's like not really a scavenger hunt. It's just a list of things, of activities, and we break into different groups, and it's a mixture of like all the grades. So if you don't really know like a freshman, you get to know them because you're in the group with them.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a really good like team bonding experience, and it's also just so fun to do.
Where do you guys usually hold these things like team dinners and scavenger hunts?
So some girls can host. Most of the time it's the upperclassmen because I don't think any like of the freshmen are gonna like just invite the whole team because they're also like they're freshmen. Last year we went to the 99 a couple of times.
Oh, it
But it
closed. That's so sad.
So I don't know what we're gonna do this year. We'll figure something out. I'm sure there's another place we
Yeah.
can go to. Yeah.
Is it like a mandatory thing? Like everybody has to like have a team dinner at one point, or is it more like girls just kind of asked to come hang out?
So it's not mandatory. It's just more girls ask to
Yeah.
hang out, and I think not that it should be mandatory, but not that it should be mandatory, but like you should want to go.
Yeah.
'Cause they're fun.
No, yeah, not to go like, but like, do you guys have like a schedule where like this week we're gonna have a team dinner and this week we're gonna have a team dinner, and one girl just chooses like, oh, like I volunteer.
Yeah, we try and like mix it up a bit and try to get everybody to come once in a while. Like, I don't know, it's like what you said.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like we try to like tell the girls like, oh, let's fit in a team dinner this week and we can hang out.
That's
Not
nice.
think about softball, but like just be ourselves, not worry about.
Do you guys like make different foods every time, or is it like pasta or like
I feel
American
like most of the time
food?
it's just like pasta,
Yeah.
salad, like pizza. We did go to what's it called? Town Spa once, and that was
Oh,
fun.
nice.
Yeah, and that's pizza. So.
Are there any more team bonding activities, or those are pretty much like just the ones that we've explained?
Those are like, I think those are the ones, just the ones that we explained. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as captain this year, I know you probably have some ways from last year, even just being a teammate, but how do you find, like, to lift up spirits of, like, your teammates, and especially as captain, you're going to have to take a bigger role?
So I think one of the best things is just staying positive, and like there are some girls who may like put themselves down when they do something wrong, but I think that's not really like a great mindset. So I try to like encourage them, let them know like it's okay to make mistakes. It's also like just high school softball, and it's okay. I think just cheering them, letting them know that you're there is like that's like the best thing I think you could do.
Yeah, I think for sports, definitely just, like, the feeling of being on a team and having, like, all these sisters that you meet, especially if you stick with the sport and stay with it for years, you definitely feel that.
Right, yeah, because I've been with these girls for like a long time, some of them, so it's like they're already family, so.
Yeah, and their friendships you probably wouldn't have made without softball.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Who are some of the girls that you plan on staying in touch with after this year?
I hope the whole team.
All the yeah, the whole
I
team.
hope the whole team. I guess maybe I could say like my senior friends. 'Cause
Yeah.
They'll all be gone. I'll be sad.
Come back and visit?
Yeah, maybe I'll come back, watch a game, see how the team's doing.
Yeah. What was your first ever softball practice like?
My
Well,
first-
in Canton High.
in Canton High. Oh, I remember. Okay, they were the captain's practices, like preseason, freshman year. This is before we all
Steph
stopped
Trundle.
for COVID. I remember you were there. You drove me, and I barely remember the practice, but all I remember is that since you had like never played, you had your glove and it was new, and we were like, you gotta break it in. So we were like, let's run it over, and then I think your aunt was running it over, and then you went to go grab it, and she was going in for a second time, and you didn't know, and you almost got it. And it was
Yeah.
like, but I think that's my key.
Those
memory
practices
from-
were definitely fun.
Oh yeah.
I remember getting super excited freshman year because like all the girls were so welcoming. Everybody was so nice, and I mean it's really not too complicated of a sport at all.
Yeah, it's not. It's
It's
like-
yeah, pretty self-explanatory.
yeah.
Yeah, the girls are super nice. I can definitely see why you would stay.
Yeah.
What impact has softball had on your high school career, and how has it affected you as a person?
I think it's made me really embrace being a team member. Like last year, I wasn't really able to play, so I feel like that also really impacted me. Like I just worked on just encouraging the team, and honestly, like there was a lot less stress because I didn't have to worry about playing, and it was more just like supporting the team, being there when they needed me, and always being willing to help out because that's what you gotta do for your teammates. You gotta help them out, and I guess that's kind of it. Yeah.
What other sports do you play other than softball?
I used to do basketball and soccer, but then I stopped and I do track now. So this winter I'm doing track, and I don't love running, but the team's really fun, and I feel like even if you don't win or if you're not good at the sport, I feel like the team is always very
really big part.
Yeah, it's just a huge part, and I think it's the most fun.
Half the fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been injured due to softball or gotten an injury?
I've been injured, not due to softball, but I was injured through basketball, and that impacted my softball season.
What was that?
I tore my ACL.
Oh.
Yeah. And the dumb part is we waited to see the doctor because I thought like, oh, I'll bounce back. It's okay. I didn't bounce back. And like 2 months later, found out I tore my ACL, had to get surgery, and then the recovery is like 9 months.
Oh.
So I was out.
When was this?
This was last year in the beginning of the school year. That's when I got my surgery. So then the 9 months kind of just cut out my whole junior year, like for sports at all. Like I couldn't do anything, but honestly, it kind of helped me like improve myself. Like I was able to try other things.
Yeah.
And
like what?
I auditioned for the school musical.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What was the school musical?
It was Grease.
Did you get in? Did you do it?
I got what's the background? I didn't get a
Ensemble?
Yes, I got the ensemble.
Nice.
And I had PT, so I couldn't really go to like the practices, so I couldn't really like be committed. But I did do I did come in for a couple of like the
Practice.
backstage like crew. Like I tried to help. And then softball, I was the team manager, and I just kind of stayed and helped out.
Yeah.
And so that kind of helped me like
Stay connected with the team, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
What are some other things that you did to like keep in touch with the team and stay? I mean, you must have, if you're captain, stay connected with them and help out as much as you could, even though you were injured.
Yeah. I think that helped me, like, being injured helped me make time to, like, get closer with my, like, underclassmen teammates.
For sure.
Make sure, also, like, just because, like, I wasn't always with varsity, because sometimes we'd be with JV, and, like, I want to make sure, like, I know them, too. Like, I make sure, like, they're comfortable, too, with me. And I think a great way to become closer with the underclassmen is driving them home, because everybody needs a ride. Everybody needs a ride home. So that's like a great thing. I would say,
Yeah. What are some of your responsibilities as team captain? Or what is it? Manager?
Team manager?
Yeah.
I guess there's not really like, I think the like assumption is like you just grab equipment and you bring them and stuff like that. But I feel like there's a lot more. I feel like I did a little bit more than that, at least. It's like supporting your team and like being there and encouraging them, and then also like I would play catch with some of the girls if anybody needed a partner.
Yeah.
Throw balls, pick up the balls. Like it was kind of. I would say like. I don't like to think of it as team manager. I don't want to think like I'm managing the team.
Yeah.
I think I'm just like equal, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and that was definitely great practice for like leadership type opportunities for captain this year. Who were the captains before you, and what were some qualities that you'd like to take from them? Some qualities you'd like to take from them, or some tips they could probably give you?
So let's think. So last year my captains were Jillian Gordon and Taylor Reynolds, and I love Jillian's drive. Like she, like is very into softball, and I just like loved her commitment. She was always there, like making sure that the team had like the best. Like she was before the season, she was making sure everybody had captains practices to go to. There was like a field like extra stuff, and I really loved Taylor's spirit. She was just so much fun on the team.
Yeah.
Anytime I was around her, I was always smiling.
You guys were always super close.
Yep. She was just making me laugh. Even if we lost a game, she just had the best way to cheer everybody up.
Yeah, I do know that you and Taylor and you and Jillian were all pretty close. Was that just from softball? Is that how you guys met, or were you guys friends before that?
I knew Taylor like a long time ago. We used to do dance together, but I think softball definitely brought us closer. And I didn't know Jillian before softball, but softball definitely brought Jillian and I together. We did like summer softball together, and we've been on the same team since forever doing summer softball, and I think that's really just like gotten us closer together.
Yeah. So, speaking of summer softball, do you do like any softball outside of the Canton High like practices or just like Canton High activities?
I used to do club softball like middle school, and then I quit.
Oh, was that Dirt Dogs or something?
Yeah, I did Dirt Dogs. Wasn't for me, but that's okay. And I used to do summer softball. I think freshman year I did it, and sophomore year I did it, and then junior year I didn't do it because of my injury.
Yeah.
And I tried to do it this year, but I think they didn't have enough girls. I don't know. There was some issue with it, so I wasn't able to do it this year, but that was okay because it's okay. I took a little break, and now I'm going to get back into it soon in the spring, so I'm excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. You definitely should be. Thank you for your time today, Abby. We wish you and your team the best for the season ahead. Thank you, Canton Community Television. I'm Abby Mason. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And then we just sit here quietly. Or should we? What'd you say?
My name is Declan Monahan. I've been trapped under tons of wood before. At birth, I had 11 toes, and I've caught a 4-foot snake before.
I'm bored. I'm gonna read a book.
Okay.
You're watching the student station, Canton Community Television.
This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television. Now, from the television studios of Canton High School.
Alright, so welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm your host, Ernst Marcelin. Today we have here with us Julius Hicks, Lance Rosales, and Anthony Delizia. You know, today we'll be discussing the question of, do black lives really matter? You feel me? And how race impacts today's society. Gentlemen, welcome to the Dog Pound. Can we know a little about, like, you know, Lance, what is your ethnicity? What is your race?
My race is I'm Haitian.
Haitian?
Yeah.
What is Haitian? Are they like Mexican? Are they like, what are they?
No, they're Haitian. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so they're black.
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony, can I hear a little about you?
I'm Italian. I'm Italian and American.
And
Yeah, that's it.
what does that mean?
I'm white.
Okay, pass it to Julius Hicks, please.
I'm 25% Dominican and I'm African American. Dominican Republic's in the Caribbean.
Okay,
So I'm black.
So he's black. All right, so today's first question on the list is this show propaganda? You know, and the definition of propaganda is, you know, like when you're trying to force people into a certain way of thinking, like you're trying to force people into a box of thinking. Is this show propaganda?
Like the Dog Pound?
No, like this show we're about to have right now, this conversation. Are we gonna try to force anybody into a way of thinking?
I don't think so.
I mean, you basically didn't tell us what we were going to do this show, so
Yeah.
I can't give you that answer yet.
We can't really
All right, all I know is I'm gonna ask you guys questions. I just want you guys to answer honestly. You feel me? And I want Anthony Delizia, feel me, because there's like 1, 2, 3 black men here. I want Anthony Delizia to be in a way, the white voice. You feel me? So if you have any questions, Anthony, I want you to ask them. You know, because the thing is, there's not much of a difference between you and me. It's just the fact that we come from different backgrounds and different cultures. So so if you have any questions, I want you to.
Okay, Ernst.
Okay. Okay. So the first question on my list today is: do you guys believe racism will ever end?
My true opinion, no.
I don't believe so either. Just because there'll always be like those people that believe that one race is superior. There's always going to be that, like, those types of people in the world. I feel like it can be put to rest, like, in certain environments to an extent, but I don't believe it'll ever truly end. Whether that means, like, oh, like, the people I just mentioned, or there's, like, people saying, like, racist jokes, and, like, they think it's, like, a joke, but, oh, I really do like black people, or Mexican people, or Asian people. I'm just kidding, like, joking around, but, you know, I don't think it'll really be a difference.
Yeah, and also to add on that, it's kind of like racism is on multiple races, so it's just like you can stop racism on one race, but there's other races still getting profiled as like racism and stuff like that. So I just don't ever see a stop to it. But I like there to be a stop to it, yeah, but like I don't believe it's going to.
Yeah, I agree with them. I just don't think it's ever gonna stop.
And although, like, hate is never going to stop, you feel me? Crimes are never going to stop. They're never going to stop, but we should encourage and we should try to, like, do our best and not let it happen. You feel me? Now let's get to another good question of mine. You feel me? So, for a lot of black men out there, especially us, our mothers are very racist towards us. My mother is very racist to me. I'd say she's a very racist woman. Does anybody, do any of y'all agree? Like, is it just me, or like, is your mom racist? Talk to me.
Can you go more in depth with that? Why do you believe your mom is racist towards you?
All right, so my mom, for some reason, right? So she was at like this restaurant. She was eating with a friend, and then the table over, a group of kids who happened to be black, they stood up, didn't pay for their food, and they walked away. Which is very like, my mom seen that happen and she was like, wow, maybe black lives don't matter. Her words, not mine. She came home and said, maybe black lives don't matter. I just seen a whole bunch of black kids get up and, walk away without paying. That was very like uncivilized, And I was like, Mommy, that's like they were a whole bunch of kids who didn't have any like house training, but I wouldn't say it's because they're black they stood up there and like just because they were born black does not mean they're gonna get up and like you feel what I'm saying? But it's just like instances of like black mothers being racist. You feel me? It's not like, Lance, what about you?
No, I wouldn't say my mom's racist.
Yeah, my mom's not racist.
She is older, so like her thought process is along those lines sometimes. But like, no, I wouldn't call my mom racist or anything like that. She kind of treats everyone like their own being. Doesn't see skin color. Doesn't see like race. So yeah.
What does those kids dining and dashing have to do with your mom being racist towards you?
Oh yeah, my mom being racist towards me is like, she doesn't want me to get my ears pierced. She doesn't want me to wear do-rags, and she doesn't want me to wear none of that because I'm gonna look like a certain type of people.
So would you say she's basically not racist? She's just like stereotyping you?
Yeah, but stereotyping is in a way racist. If your beliefs stem from like racist like those like just because you wear a do-rag and you have your ears pierced does not mean you are a criminal. We know that, right? Yeah. She doesn't want me to look like a criminal, but by me not looking like a criminal means by me not wearing a do-rag, me not getting my ears pierced, and me not looking a certain way, which is like me, I try my best to be an upstanding civilian. Like, listen, Anthony Delizia, right? Am I a criminal?
No, you are not a criminal, Ernst.
Like, would you say like I'm any type of like a menace to society?
No, I think you're a great kid, Ernst.
All right, but do I wear a do-rag?
Yes.
Do I sag my pants from time to time when I do happen to wear jeans?
Yeah.
But do I treat others with respect?
Yeah.
The way you dress does not dictate who you are as a person. So for my mother to tell me if I wear certain type of clothing, I'm quote unquote a criminal, I think that's racist. Am I lying?
No, you're not.
You're not lying, but I wouldn't I would say more so of it's stereotyping.
I just
like
wouldn't label it as
I wouldn't label
racist.
it as her being racist.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Now let's talk about like our culture itself. You know, like what are some of the highs and lows about our culture? Like, what are some things you love about being black? Some things you hate about being black, like among ourselves. You know.
One thing I love about being black is definitely music. I think music is a huge part of our culture.
I'll probably say the biggest thing is probably like my skin color, cause like I'm different, and like being black is kind of like something like meaningful to me, I guess. And like one like bad thing about being black is just like the stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like they see me with like my hair twisted or something, and they kind of think it's like, gang affiliation, something like that. So like that's the only thing I hate about being, I guess like black, but like it's manageable. So
Now let's get a little deeper though. Let me start off. What is something like you hate about like? Now I want to say hate about like what is something you dislike about like like black people? Like what do you dislike about our own race? You feel me? Let me start off with that. Something that I really dislike is the fact that we have for not all of us obviously, but those in like worse situations, they have like a mindset that doesn't allow them to free themselves from that type of environment. You feel me? So a lot of black individuals, they like to quote unquote, they like to be a part of gangs. They like to commit and they rap about it and they make music about it too, and they promote violence, and that's one thing I dislike about like us as like as a community. The fact that we encourage it and we listen to it and we become accustomed to it. And to add on top of that too, I hate how us as like black people, we're just on black people timing. Like we could never just like come on a timely manner. Example being, I tell Julius, come to my house at like 3 o'clock. Everybody come to my house at 3 o'clock. Julius doesn't show up until like what, 3:30, 4 o'clock.
We're not about to justify. I'll go up to Ernst's house at like 2:55. I'll call him because I know he's gonna take 30 minutes to get ready. I'll call him when I'm down the street. I get there, he takes an extra 15 minutes to come outside. That's black people timing, quote unquote Haitian timing. So we're not gonna justify. I'm on time for everything. One thing that I would say dislike about my race is like I take pride in being black. Like I'm proud of being black. So when someone like that is black does something like uncharacteristic, like characteristic towards the black stereotype, but something that I wouldn't do, I take offense to it. Like I remember there was an altercation in our school, and it was a huge thing, and it was just very unneeded about like a small situation, and like now we have other people thinking like, oh, all black people are gonna handle altercations the way these black people did, but then you have guys like me, Ernst, and Lance that aren't gonna do that. So I think like when someone black does something bad or negative, I feel like
it represents all of us.
Yeah, it represents all of us. And I feel like you need to like take like your race like more seriously.
Yeah, we're all like thing is like what we gotta understand is like we are all individuals, but like it's not always seen as that, So every time like for every like let's say every good that like we do, if another black person comes around and just messes up and just does something extremely like idiotic, you set us back, because like it's not just you. You are not an individual. Like as a community, every black person represents each other in a global way, especially at CHS.
One thing I like really don't like is probably just like our mindset. When something like goes wrong, we kind of look towards anger for our first like solution, and I just think it's just like the way you kind of grow up too. It's like say if they grow up with like without a dad, because that's kind of like common in a lot of like black families and stuff, growing up without a dad. So like then you kind of like blame everything on him. So like life is not going good. Oh, it's my dad's fault. Oh, I'm not doing good in school. It's my dad's fault. But realistically, like I was doing fine with just having a single mother, and I did everything I needed to do to like make her happy, make me happy. So it's like basically a mindset and excuses. Like just let that go. So that's my biggest takeaway from that.
I love these answers. Hey, can we pass the phone to Anthony Delizio, please?
The mic.
I'm sorry. The microphone. Anthony Delizio, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Ernst.
So what are your favorite, what are your highs about black culture? What do you love about our culture? Bring the mic to your lips, please.
My highs,
Yeah.
like, I have a lot of friends that are black, but I just think they're great people. They're really respectful, to me at least, and it's just good to be around them.
Not your friends though, just about our culture,
What do you mean by culture?
So like,
But how would I know? Like,
all right, we'll get back to that. So again, we will. So when it comes to white culture, let's talk about white culture real quick. Let's talk about things that we love about white culture. Me personally, I love the little I love the cowboys within white culture. I love the little yeah. Like those are like I like watching. I like watching cowboy movies, and I like all those cause it's like a that's something about white culture specific. Like I love like country music, something about like the aesthetic to it. Like rolling in the backseat, feel me, riding horses. That's something I really find entertaining. That's something I really like about white culture. What about you?
I don't know what I really like about white culture. Like me personally, the first hockey game that I went to was last year.
Oh yeah.
So and Ernst took me to the hockey game.
Love the hockey games
and
too.
Yeah, we have a couple friends on the hockey team at school. Shout out Leo Owens, James Young, and all those other boys. But we I just feel like as like I know for us black people don't watch hockey. So it was a different experience, but it's very fun to watch. So I definitely would say sports and white culture, I definitely do respect and love.
Yeah, especially when they go Civ.
I don't even. I still to this day don't even know what Civ means.
A Civ is like Anthony. What does it mean? Give it to Anthony. Anthony may know. Give the mic. What does a Civ mean?
Don't even know. I just do it because everyone else does it.
Civ.
I also appreciate there's because every race has their own slang, and white people have slang that actually makes me laugh. So not until I moved to Canton where I heard that squid was an insult. Calling someone a sea creature is an insult. I just if someone called me a squid, I would just laugh. One time I was out somewhere. And this guy called this girl's boyfriend a squid, and they got into this whole uproar and this whole altercation. I was
over squid.
Over
what does squid mean? What does squid mean?
I never knew that was
Anthony, what
an
does
actual
squid mean?
offensive term.
Pass the mic to.
Squid kind of means you're weird and
weird.
A lot of people don't like you and
you're a loser.
Yeah, you're a loser pretty much.
I just
squid means all of those hateful things. A squid. Why can't you say you're a vulture?
Or I don't know. It's just the selection of just I'm gonna call you a squid.
I don't know, man.
All right. What about you, Lance?
One thing I really like about it, white culture, I gotta say is how they kind of in some way, in a way, accepting. Cause I kind of grew up in Canton, and I played basketball my whole life. So I really had no racism towards basketball or anything like that. I was always accepted, even though I was one of the best. They always treated me as equal to everyone else, and I never got no special treatment because I was black. They kind of treated me like I was one of them, and so yeah.
So now, once again, hearing about what we love about white culture, Anthony, what do you love about black culture?
One of the things I really love is rap music. I really like to listen to rap music, especially before a basketball game. Gets me hyped up, fired up. Yeah.
Do you like Eminem?
Yeah, I do like Eminem.
Eminem's trash.
All right,
respectfully. Baby Tron better.
Baby
Yo
Tron
better. Young boy better.
What do you guys know about Mom's Spaghetti? No? All right. Okay, so our love could go on for days and days and days. Unfortunately, we can't. But I just want to say, I'd like to thank our guests for coming in today, and I want to, thank Mr. McDonough for allowing us to have this interview. And I hope that, our watchers and viewers, they can, like, their minds can grow a bit more, they can, like, expand. And I just feel like, just, like, having this dialogue and helping everybody just become more aware of each other just really helps long term, So I just want to thank Lance Dorsalis, Anthony Delizia, and Julius Hicks for coming to my show today. This is Ernst Marcelin, signing out.
Young boy better.
Period production. Joe Lazard, Viola Bonwell, Kevin Brophy, David Carlson, Anthony Delizia, Liam Doherty, Jack Feeney, Tyler Finley, Tyler Kelly, Andrew Kerchak, Ernst Marslin, Brendan Marshall, Carlos Mendez, Caroline Shivo, Adeline Smith, and James Young.
You're watching the Student Station on Canton Community Television.